If you have a YouTube channel with less than 1,000 subscribers, like maybe you just recently started it or you started it a while ago and it just really hasn't grown. If you're like most of my clients and students, your burning question is, how do I get to 1,000? Like, what can I do to get to 1,000 subscribers really quickly to reach that milestone without doing shorts or daily content? And although your subscriber count doesn't technically matter on YouTube, I completely get wanting to reach that milestone where you feel like you have some legitness on YouTube. There are fast ways to reach 1,000 subscribers, and there are slow ways to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. In this episode, I want to talk about the fast way to 1K subscribers. My name is Meredith. This is Video Brand Infusion, and I'm here to help you infuse the best video marketing strategies into your business, to YouTubeify your business, if you will, so that you become the go-to person in your niche. And before we dive into the nitty-gritty details of the fast way to 1K YouTube subscribers, I want to let you know that I'm going to host a completely brand new bootcamp called 90 Days to 1K YouTube Subscribers, where we'll go in greater detail into some of the things I'm going to discuss here. Plus, you'll have worksheets, a actual step-by-step guide that you can follow. So make sure you're on the priority list for Video Brand Academy. I'll put a link down in the show notes. That way you'll be the first to hear about the 90 Days to 1K bootcamp. I know myself and many members of Video Brand Academy are really excited about this bootcamp. So I think it's going to be great. I think you're going to love it if your channel is under 1,000 subscribers and you want to reach that milestone really quickly with my help. Now, recently on a Video Brand Academy meetup, I had somebody ask, what is our homework before the bootcamp? Like, is there anything we need to do or work on if we're just starting a channel, just brand new? Like, when we come to the bootcamp, should we have some work already done? So that's the inspiration for this episode here. Let's talk about your niche or niche for a moment, because this is really step number one of creating a channel, building a video brand, really building a business of any kind, online or offline. And that is, you have to have clarity of who your niche is. The reason why I repeated myself there with the word who is many people associate the term niche or niche with like the topics of what you create content about and like what your business is about. And that's not entirely wrong, but a better way to think about this that's going to lead to long-term success for you is to think about niche as a who, not a what. It's a people, not a topic, because you're probably not building a channel for the sake of the content, for the sake of the topic, right? You're not trying to better the topic. You're trying to better people who are interested in the topics that you discuss, right? And I think when you look at your channel, your business, your topics from the perspective of what is my niche, as in what is my topic, what is my industry, you're really limiting yourself in reaching the people that you want to reach and having an impact on the people that you want to reach. So the way that I think of your niche or niche is the space you create for the people you're trying to reach. It's a space you create. So before you come to the 90 Days to 1K bootcamp, you have to have some clarity around your niche clarity. Who are you helping with your content? Like, who are the people that you're hoping will see your videos, will find your videos, and then click play and watch your videos? Most people will start to think of the gender of those people, the age of those people, maybe the occupation, but it's really helpful to go a little deeper than that and think of what are they struggling with? What are they trying to accomplish? Why would they be watching videos on the topics that you're thinking about creating? What are they trying to improve in their lives? What are the desired results that they want to get out of improving those things in their lives. Where are they at mentally, emotionally, even physically? What do they think? What do they believe? You don't have to have a clear answer on every single one of those questions, but it's something to think about when you're answering this question for yourself of who is my audience? Who am I creating content for? Who do I want to work with? I mean, if you think about the hundreds of thousands of people who will be watching your videos on YouTube, imagine all of those people in a room with you. Who are the people that you would want to be in that room? Now, I know for me, this is something that has always evolved over time in my business from the time that I started my channel to now. It's evolved. It's become more refined. I've redefined who I want my audience to be many times, and sometimes I've redefined that and then started creating content and realized, no, that's not really the direction I want to go in. So while I do think you absolutely do need to have some niche clarity around who your audience is, deeper than demographics, I also think it is absolutely critical to keep an open mindset, like an evolutionary mindset, and allow yourself to adjust and change and refine things over time. Not so that, your niche can be everyone, but so that you can continue to have a clarity on who your audience is, who you create content for, especially if you're doing this to build your business because you have a product or a service or a program, or you work with clients in some way. You definitely want your audience to be the right who of your client or customer. And you can't build it that way unless you know who that is. So if you're doing a little bit of homework to prepare for the 90 days to 1K bootcamp, just think about, who am I helping? What do they want? Why do they want to achieve the things that I'm creating my topics about? And then you can start looking at, what am I creating? What am I helping those people do or achieve with my content? Why do they want that? And how do I help them achieve that? So this is where you can think about the actual topics. What are you going to build your channel on? When it comes to niche clarity, you have your who, but then you have your what. So who is my audience? What are they trying to achieve? And what am I going to do about it? How am I going to help them achieve that thing? What are the topics that I need to create? Like, what are the specific topics that they're searching for, that they're struggling with, that they are curious about? And how are you going to deliver that? Are you going to do a video podcast? Are you going to just sit here and talk to the camera, which is the same thing as a video podcast? Are you going to do screen recording tutorials? Are you going to talk to the camera but then have B-roll where you're showing other things that are going on? What exactly are you creating around this niche that you're building? Remember, the niche is a space that you create for people. The third component of having niche clarity is why those people should care about this. And you might already touch on this when you're thinking about the who and the what, but why should people care to consume this content from you? Why does it matter to them? Why should people care about your perspective versus others in a similar niche? I got an email the other day from a VBA member who wanted to talk about like makeup and things like that and certain skin conditions. And she said she wasn't sure if that was the right niche for her because there are already dermatologists on YouTube who are sharing lots of great information about skincare. And my response back to her was, there probably are a lot of fantastic dermatologists with a wealth of information, but they're not coming from the same perspective as somebody who is struggling with the skin issues that they are talking about. It's like, a totally different perspective. You could talk about the same topics. You could literally have the same YouTube titles and discuss the same topics, but from two completely separate perspectives. So that's something to think about with regard to why people should care. Why, not so much why should they care about this niche and the topics you're creating, but why should they care about your perspective? What is unique that you have to offer? And if you think there already are channels in your niche and maybe there's no room for you, I remember hearing like early on in my YouTube journey, I heard somebody say that you're not showing up like as the only person in a niche. You're just showing up to join the conversation. And that really helped me to put in perspective how I saw myself fitting into an already existing niche. Like, yes, of course, there are already people talking about these things, but I have a perspective too, and I'm just here to join the conversation. And to tie up the whole concept of having niche clarity, there's something I've been just working on for myself, and I haven't created a training inside of VBA for this yet. But if you're a VBA member and you're listening or watching this episode, you can get a little sneak peek. But I think it's really important to craft what I would call a video brand message, which is something that similar to if you've ever heard of an elevator pitch. If somebody asks you, oh, what do? You can tell them exactly what you do without going, I create YouTube videos for strangers on the internet. So there's a few different kind of angles to look at crafting your video brand message. But ultimately, I think it's really helpful when you kind of have this statement in your back pocket, so that you have clarity for yourself and you always know, like, everything you create, every video you create, every topic that you're working on, you can always kind of check in and see, like, does this match my video brand message, or am I like off track here? So if you just think about this sentence and how it would come out of your mouth, it's a fill in the blank. Okay, so this should be relatively easy if you've thought about your who, your what, and your why. So the video brand message is, I help blank achieve blank via blank so that blank. So I help who achieve desired result via some method or vehicle so that blank, why they want that desired result. Now, this could turn into something like a tagline for your channel. It doesn't have to. This could just be something you keep internally for yourself, or something that you use as an elevator pitch. I think at the beginning of this episode, I said, I'm here to help you infuse the best video marketing strategies into your business so that you can YouTubeify your business and be the go-to person in your niche, something like that. So those are a few different pieces of that puzzle put together in different ways. And I use that or some variation of that as my like intro tagline for the Video Brand Infusion podcast. For my regular YouTube videos, I say, I'm here to help you look good, sound good, and feel good on camera so that you can blank. And so the blank, sometimes I change it depending on what the topic of the video is. So I'm here to help you look good, sound good, and feel good on camera so that you can build your thriving video brand, or so that you can generate consistent revenue in your business, something like that. I don't know. I just kind of make it up on the fly as I go, but it's based on all of those pieces of the niche clarity puzzle. Now, I feel like I've given you a lot of pre-work to do before the boot camp already, and all I've talked about is getting niche clarity, getting clarity on what and who your niche actually is. But like I mentioned, this is an evolutionary thing, so you don't have to have a definitive answer for every single thing, every single question that I just mentioned. And if you do, that's great. Write that down, create that video brand message for yourself. And if you don't, write down whatever comes to mind and let's just move forward with what you have already. Because the next bit of homework is a little bit more, we'll say, time intensive. Now, I mentioned in part of the niche clarity that you need to think about what you're creating. Like, what are the topics that you are creating and how are you going to present those topics? And the very first lesson of the 90 Days to 1K bootcamp is actually going to be all about the spiderweb strategy that I teach my clients and students to grow their channels really quickly. And one of the first steps of the spiderweb strategy is to make a list to brainstorm 100 different topic ideas. And if that sounds wild to you, let me explain that it's not as wild as it sounds, but there is a reason for it. Now, first of all, where you pull these topic ideas from matters. Where you brainstorm, how you brainstorm matters. And this is why defining your niche and your video brand message and who you create your content for is so important, because you need to create videos on topics that your ideal viewers, clients, customers are already searching for. And so if you don't know who your ideal viewers, clients, and customers are, like if you haven't defined your who, then how could you possibly know what to create content about? Because you don't know what they're searching for, you don't know what they're struggling with. But that's a great place to start if you currently have clients, customers, students, or anybody that you work with. What are the frequently asked questions that you get all the time? And the reason why I say that 100 topics isn't it doesn't have to be as wild as it seems, because many times, like many times, the topics that you come up with, the things that people are asking you about, are multifaceted and could actually be broken up into separate specific topics. The reason why creating a list of 100 topics when you're brand new, when you're just starting, brand new channel, trying to reach that 1,000 subscriber milestone, the reason why I say make a list of 100 topics is because if you get bored partway through, then that's a good sign that maybe this isn't the niche for you. Or if you run out of ideas, maybe this isn't the niche for you. If you can't think of 100 things that you are so excited to talk about, then how could you ever expect yourself to create 100 videos? Right? Think about that. If you get bored creating a list of 100 topics, think about how quickly you're going to get bored doing all of the work of figuring out the titles, the thumbnails, the description, scripting it, recording it, editing it, publishing it. I think if you're going to put the time and energy into creating videos, being excited about what you're creating is a key to your success in doing that. I just don't think boring your way to success is really a success path on YouTube. I think it's a quick way to burn yourself out. And if you want to quickly create a list of 100 ideas, again, remember thinking about your ideal viewer, your ideal client, your ideal customer, your ideal who. You could do something I like to think of as a desk check or a studio check, where you're looking at all of the things that you use, I'm going to say in your business, or like in your niche. If you're a quilter, you have like your quilting room. You have all of the tools, products, maybe software, all of that stuff. All of those things are topics. And you're not making a list of video titles. You're making a list of the topic, like the 1 to 2 word topic. Sewing machine, quilting machine, needles, thread. You're just making a list of topics. So take a look around. For me, I would be looking in my desk drawers here where I have like camera lenses. I'm looking at lights. I'm looking at my microphone. I'm looking at whatever else I have in here. Like I'm looking at my Stream Deck. I'm looking at whatever software is on my computer, all the stuff that I create content about or that I use in the niche that I'm creating content about. Just write all those things down. If you create content around food or recipes, go to your kitchen. If you create content around woodworking, go to your shop and start making a list. Inside VBA, there's a training on keyword, what did I call it? Keyword hiding places. There are lots of places to find really good topics for your channel. And there's a whole list inside of that little bonus training. But if you look around at what's in front of you in your email inbox, in your Instagram DMs, on your computer, and that's a great place to start. Now, I did mention that not all of those 100 video topic ideas are created equally. Some of those topics are things that thousands or hundreds of thousands of people are searching for. They're going to Google and YouTube every day, every hour, and searching for somebody please help me with this problem. Somebody please help me with this software or this tool, whatever it is. And some of the topics are things that your ideal audience doesn't even know that they exist. And if you have an established business and you do a lot of work with clients and students already within your niche, there's a really good chance that you could probably make a list of 100 topics on things that you know that your audience should be caring about, but your ideal audience doesn't even know that those things exist yet. That's why for growing your channel really quickly, getting to 1K on YouTube really quickly, keyword research and search engine optimization is like the way to sort of turbocharge your growth. Because when you don't already have an audience, the algorithm has no way of algorithming for you. The algorithm is the thing that makes YouTube so stinking powerful. But when you don't already have an audience, it's almost impossible for the algorithm to do its thing for you. So that's why keyword research and SEO is a key component, and one of the things that we're going to go through step by step together in the 90 days to 1K bootcamp. Because out of your 100 video topics, you have to know how to spot your golden ticket topics. I like to call them golden ticket topics, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when they bought all the chocolate to find the golden ticket. It's kind of like that. You're going to collect a bunch of topics and quickly identify the golden ticket topics. Which ones are going to help your channel grow because they're the topics that people are searching for, and which ones you can kind of keep to the side to do at some point in the future. And then how do you craft your title and your thumbnail to make sure that the people who are searching for those topics actually do find your videos. When you start building with a spiderweb strategy and your golden ticket topics, that's how you gain momentum quickly so that your channel snowballs over time and you quickly reach, 1K subscribers and then beyond. I'm going to go over this in detail together in the 90 days to 1K bootcamp. We're going to talk about triggering the algorithm with the spiderweb strategy, how to turbo your SEO, get inside of the mind of YouTube to find those golden ticket topics, then how to hook your viewers with your title, with your thumbnail, how to create those binge-worthy titles and tactics so that when your ideal viewer finds you, they actually click through and watch your whole video and then go on to watch more and more of your videos. I'm going to teach my peak hook formula, PIQ. It doesn't sound as fun when you can't see the spelling, but my peak hook formula, PIQ, and finally we're going to go into how to keep fueling the algorithm with just one video a week so that you can establish that momentum and then kind of boost the momentum and snowball as you go. I've got some fill in the blank video formulas and video planning worksheets, and I'm so excited to kick off the 90 days to 1K bootcamp in a couple weeks. So if you want to join me for the 90 days to 1K bootcamp, there is a link down in the show notes to get on the VBA priority list, because the priority list are the first people that I email anytime I do any kind of new training, boot camp, or anything like that.